Welcome back to Ultra Chill. Today we have the CEO of Legends of Elysium, Marcin, who's joined us today to talk about what they've been doing, about Phygitals, and how things have been going. So, you guys have been busy since the last time that we had you on the show. Can you give us a quick update on the current status?
Yeah, definitely. It's been a very busy few months for us. In the recent months, we focused mostly on the development of the product. So we already have a working private alpha. We are testing it at the moment. The smart contracts are integrated, so we are making sure that they work as expected. And of course, once that is done, we will give them for audit. At the same time, we are testing the game, ensuring that all of the bugs are caught up and fixed before we move to the next stage, and we give access to a broader audience. And besides that, of course, we've been working also on building and growing our community. We have recently started a campaign, an educational campaign. And through this campaign, we are currently in phase 1 of it. There is a huge interest around it, and we get a lot of new members joining our community, and they are very, very eager to try our game. So this is very positive feedback for us, and this is why we're building the game after all, for all of the gamers out there, and it's extremely exciting to see how people react to what we are building actually.
You jumped a little bit ahead, so I'm just going to go ahead and ask now. Can you talk a little bit about what the educational campaign actually is? Like, how is it supposed to work? What's the intended goal?
Yes, sure. So our educational campaign, we focus during the campaign on educating people about the Phygital trend, because many people do not realize that Phygital is all around them. They just don't know that it's there. So just to give you a quick example, for example, where you go to McDonald's and you have those kiosks where you select what you want to order. So this is the digital aspect of it. And during the ordering this, using these digital tools, you're ordering physical food in physical location. So we are showing people that the Phygital, which is actually a connection of physical and digital, is all around us, not only when it comes to gaming, but in every other sphere of our life. And this is a trend that is going to be, evolving over time, and we believe that it will get stronger presence in the gaming industry as well. So this is what we want to educate people about. Of course, alongside with educating about the Phygital in a fun way through our Crit 3 campaign, we're also teaching and educating people about what we are building at Legends of Elysium, because our end goal at Legends of Elysium is to increase the blockchain adoption through gaming. And to do that, of course, we need to reach out to those Web2 gamers in a ways that they don't have any technological barriers whatsoever. They can simply join the game and start playing. And once they are hooked up, we can also educate them through the game itself.
My intent was to have you on the show to talk about Phygitals. Maybe we start with kind of like a basic definition. What exactly is a Phygital?
So Phygital, it was created by connection of two words, physical and digital. So this is the connection of those two aspects. So like I mentioned, McDonald's, for example, when you go to a restaurant and you have this QR code that you scan to get the menu because they don't have the paper menus anymore, this is also something Phygital, because you're using a digital QR code, let's say. You're using the digital menu to see what you can order, and you're sitting in a physical location. So of course, this aspect of Phygital was present before even blockchain technology became popular. For example, in gaming, let's say, I think there is this game Star Trek Online, and players who have like customized ship in that game can also order a physical model. So Phygital is also, when it comes to collectibles from gaming or entertainment, that people can can get and can have in their own possession of their famous heroes, of their famous games and characters.
Right. And I think what's interesting about the examples that you gave is that those are very much like one directional transpositions of value. Like you have like a QR code and then it enters into, the menu system, and then like the information has gone from like a physical to a digital. But I think what's actually much more interesting, especially because of the application of blockchain data, which is available to anybody to leverage within, their smart contract or within their application that they deploy, is that it could be bidirectional, right? So you have digital items which can be paired with a physical item, or you have a physical item which could be paired with, some other digital items, digital assets which are existing on chain. Maybe you want to like talk a little bit about how the circle of value could unfold in the future with both Phygitals and with digital assets?
Yes, sure. So, well, let me maybe give you also an example of that's my favorite example. It's about the sale of an NFT, which was actually connected to like the title, the property of a house in US. So whoever purchased that NFT also became the owner of the house itself. So this already shows us this two-directional utility of those phygital assets, because you just purchase an NFT, which is actually the title and entitles you basically to own that house. So of course that also goes all the way into gaming, where you could have this physical item, collectible, for example, and this collectible can either have some NFC chip or simply QR code, and by scanning it, you can, for example, use it in the game itself. So you have this physical character that you can have in game, or the other way around. You can have a character in game and you can get a physical as well. On the other hand, this character, instead of being scanned, it can give you some other kind of benefits. Of course, it doesn't have to be character. It could be a weapon or any other collectible you have that also gives you benefits in game and outside of the game. So for example, when it comes to blue chip collections of NFTs, such as Bored Apes, those digital assets could give you some benefits in real life, like access to closed clubs or groups that give you only exclusive access to something, or in gaming and outside of gaming, when you have those collectibles or those NFTs that give you access for some exclusive sales or extremely limited collectibles, for example.
And how is Legends of Elysium looking to bring digital collectibles into the real world?
That's a great question. So actually, we are preparing for our Genesis sale. And during this sale, there will be 3 limited cards available for sale. And the rarest of those cards, that will be only in 100 copies, also comes with a physical representation of the character from the card. So on the card, there is an orc shaman called Torg Whitehand, and whoever manages to get this NFT card, that of course can also be used within the game itself, will also get this physical figurine that was hand carved and hand painted by the artist who makes figurines for Metallica, Behemoth, Korn, and some other popular bands. So we are very excited about it, and since it's extremely limited, of course, whenever the mint will happen, people will be getting a random out of those 3 cards. So it's also based on luck whether you're going to get the Torg or whether you're going to get one of the other cards that we have for sale. But every of those cards comes with additional perks and bonuses. So when it comes to this this orc shaman that comes with physical figurine, it also entitles the owner of both the figurine and the NFT to receive additional card pack once a month for a certain period of time. Of course, in order to receive this benefit, the person would have to have both the physical and digital representations to get the bonuses out of it. So this is how we are actually incorporating this Phygital through this first step of our digital sale.
So last question for today, and I kind of wanted to, pick your brain because I know that you're like one of the few people in the world that are really exploring the phygital space. What do you think is the most exciting future potential use case for Phygitals?
That's a great question. So, of course, both in let's say outside of the gaming and in the gaming, I see a lot of potential features. For example, when it comes to Phygital, we already have this technology of VR and AR, and I believe this will be developing further as the AI also progresses, and we will see some amazing blends of those both aspects, physical and digital, into Phygital, where people will be able to play games and find some real items in the real world, or the other way around. On the other hand, I believe that Phygital trend will be incorporated also in like everyday life when it comes to a lot of bureaucracy and paperwork, where you will be able to have those digital certificates that would prove that you own something in the real world, some physical aspects, etc. And we already see this happening when it comes to gold and some other precious materials. So I believe this is in the direction where we're going to go to when it comes to Phygital itself. But of course, the biggest potential I see in the gaming industry, because gamers are the group that actually is the most excited about this aspect, and this enables all of the gaming industry to develop new kinds of experiences when it comes to gaming. And this basically gives all of the gaming productions a new edge, and enables us to deliver new experiences to the players all around the world.
Kind of a bonus question here. When we talk about blockchain technology, we're often talking about a lot of value locked into a single asset. And security is something that I've been very focused on for many years. And when you talk about physical items, then you're talking about physical security. Have you put any thought into how users, gamers, will be securing their physical items?
That's an interesting question. And well, I believe that we saw over the last decades, when it comes to gamers, fans of comic books, etc., how they know and learn how to preserve the value of the items they have bought. When they bought some extremely rare collectibles, they would keep it in safe places. Maybe once it becomes more and more popular all around the world, we will also see some rare collectibles, for example, Phygital figurine that someone would like to preserve the value and hide it in the safety box in the bank, for example, or something like this, as the value appreciates over time. So I believe this is the direction where it may go to in the future. But of course, when it comes to preserving value, we are living in interesting times, and I can't wait to see how it's all going to evolve over the coming years, and especially with the evolving blockchain technology.
You guys heard it here first. It's time to buy a safe. Marcin, I wanted to thank you for your time and for your expertise. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you as well. Thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure to be here.